see if this is working because I am attempting to use a streaming platform that's supposed to send this everywhere. So it might be working. I'll be working, but let's give it a shot. Listen, one of the things that I discovered recently is that women who struggle with sales, they're really struggling for four amazingly crazy reasons. Number one is that they're counting on networking to do most of the selling for them. And what I mean by that is they're actually walking into rooms where they expect the network to sell on their behalf, right? And women spend, this number is actually astronomical, 47%. 47% of their revenue, every dollar that they make, on networking. And what does that mean? Because you might be like, Donna, that's absolutely crazy. But it doesn't look like 47% until you actually break down the numbers. They spend 22% of their revenue getting in rooms. So they get in bad rooms, they get in slow moving rooms, they get in rooms that give them a quick win, but then they dry up. And then they get in rooms that are steady, which means they're going to give them 1 to 4 leads per quarter approximately. And these are just leads. These are just opportunities. This is not the actual, closing the deal sales. Then on top of that, any opportunities that they get from these rooms, they turn around and give those opportunities approximately a 25% discount. That's 47% of their revenue, 22% to get in the rooms, and then another 25% discount on top of that. Now, it's not that men don't go into these rooms. It's not that men don't network. They do. The difference is men go into those rooms and they seek out the opportunities and they will sell to those opportunities. Women go into those same rooms and their expectation is that the network is going to sell on their behalf. All right. So why is this? Because you know me, I'm a research person. So I had to do all the research, right? So I did the research, and this is what I really found out was the deal. That men count sales skills in their top five skill set. Women count sales skills somewhere in their bottom 5 skill set historically. Then on top of that, so women expect their network to sell for them. So giving them 50% of the deal almost makes sense, right? So that's number one. Then I took a look at, okay, so what are the top 5% of women out there doing, the ones who are really crushing it, right? Barbara Corcoran, who is a real estate mogul, basically said that when women make the decision to go into a room and to actually tap into their superpowers as women and not try to sell like men, they are better at it. They leverage more of their intuition. They leverage more of their nurturing, and they become powerhouse sales pros without even trying. Rihanna, yes, that Rihanna, became a billionaire in the very crowded beauty space. But how did she do it? What she said was women want to be empowered and they want to have freedom. But what they really have to do is when they go into these spaces, they have to stamp out and carve out and be something that other people are not. And then they have to stand in their value. And we're going to talk a little bit about why women struggle with standing in their value. And then the third person that I looked at who had an interesting interview was Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Rhimes is absolutely brilliant. And what she did was she said, I'm going to take women who don't look like the beauties that we always see on screen. I'm going to take Black women who do not have historically white women features, and I'm going to put them at the forefront of some of these major network shows. And she's done it and crushed it. And what she said was women have to walk in rooms and they have to do things that basically men wouldn't even think about doing. And then they have to stand in that value. So the one thing that I heard from Barbara, Rihanna, and Shonda, historically across the board, they all basically said the same thing. They talked about women standing in their value. So why is that so damn hard? And I get this because I've run into that problem. Why is this so damn hard? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly why. When men go, and forget about entrepreneurship, we'll just use jobs. When men go for a job, they are seen still in our society and psychologically as breadwinners. And because they're seen psychologically as breadwinners, then what happens is we have an expectation that they need more money. They have to take care of the house. They have to take care of the kids. They got to take care of the wife. They got to make sure food is on the table. They got to pay for education and college and sports and healthcare, right? So they have all of this pressure, all of these things that they have to do because they are the men. So when they ask for more money, it's because they need it. Whereas when women ask for more money, we're considered greedy and gold diggers still to this day. This makes it so hard for women to stand in their value. So when you're a woman and you start asking for more money or you're charging a higher rate, there is a whole mindset shift that has to happen in regards to asking for that rate. You have to be able to see your value. You have to be able to see your worth. That might be a challenge. Then on top of that, you're going to go in and you're going to become an entrepreneur, and you find out that one part of your job is not just taking your expertise and hanging out a shingle and then hoping that everyone is going to come. You actually have to learn how to sell. This is why so many women struggle with leaving money on the table and not charging their value. Okay. So why in the hell am I on here today? Because I'm actually going to give you the 4 super simple steps that we teach for women to actually close more deals. And here's the thing. This is a little bit more of adult content. It is. I'm going to explain sales to you in a way that you probably haven't heard of me talking about it before. In fact, you probably haven't heard of anyone talking about it this way before, because this is specifically for women who want to have a new and more powerful way to sell than has historically been out there. So we're just going to go for it. It's just one of those days. So this is what I need you to do. Go to salessuperstar.net. Let me see if I even can write it on my chat here. I don't know if I can. Hold on, because I'm doing something a little different today with all my technology, and I don't even know if it's going to do it, and it's probably not. Okay, I'll just have to tell you what it is. So what you want to do is you want to go to salessuperstar.net. Just go there and download, put in your email address, put in your name, and download the PDF. Use that PDF to follow along, because I don't normally do this at all. But it's been something that's been coming up so much for women in business that it is literally kicking their ass. Thank you for typing that. salessuperstar.net. Type in your first name, type in your email address, and it's going to send you a PDF right away. So let's do this. Let's talk about what's really going on. Let's talk about what's really happening. So let's talk about the first thing that you're going to do. So you're going to get someone, first of all, let's back up. Your messaging has to be on point, right? If your messaging is off, then none of it really works, because you're going to have a hard time getting the right leads. And let me tell you what I mean by your messaging being on point. A lot of people come in, and they come in one of 2 ways. They come in like super direct, succinct. I'm a project manager. I'm a financial planner. I'm a financial manager, right? And they just use that title. Well, you know what? You're not special. You have no reason at all in which to work with you. You have commoditized yourself. And so because you're now a commodity, what the hell am I talking to you for? I'm going to look for the low price leader. I'm an accountant. Okay. So I'm a project manager, and I'm an event planner. So what? Messaging will kick your ass. So that's the first thing. So you're super succinct. Congratulations. But I don't know what makes you special. I don't even know that you work specifically with me. So I don't want to work with you. Now you're a commodity. I'm going to look for low price leader. Okay. Or you're the other side. You're so damn vague and flowery. I don't even know what you do. So now you have to spend your whole time defining to me exactly what you do because you got this title that you made up. I'm the life irrigation transformation specialist. I'm like, you're the what? I'm the life irrigation transformation specialist. I swear to you, someone told me that the other day. That was your title. I'm a life irrigation transformation specialist. I thought she was going to water me. Had no idea what she did. And she was like, I don't know why I'm not getting any leads. I know why you're not getting any leads. The names are just like, what? What? You have to make sure that whatever your title is, it makes sense to your clients and it is in alignment with what you do. Why is alignment so damn important? Because alignment is where you get into flow state. And I don't mean a woo-woo flow state. I literally mean a flow state. Clients come in and they flow all the way through into buying your offer. When you're off, when your flow state is just a little bit off, then it's going to flow through and they're going to fall off. It happens all the time. We see it all the time because your messaging is off. So first thing you got to do, your messaging got to be on point. You got to have an offer that ties into what your clients want and not just what you think they need. Oh my God. If I hear that one more time, well, you know what they need. I'm like, that's not why they're walking in. That's not why they're walking in. Okay. I'm off my high horse on that one. Well, I'm mostly off my high horse. I'm sure I'll get back on it. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about why sales fail, why women fail at it, why it's kicking their ass. And I'm going to start off by saying, if you're a man and you're offended, this probably wasn't meant for you anyway. But if you're a woman, I want you to listen closely. Eve was the first sales pro. She was absolutely first sales pro. First sales pro was a woman. It is in your DNA. It's been passed down for generations and a millennia. You need to step into your superpower. Okay, so where do things fall apart? At the very beginning. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're, back in the day when you were young, you're still sexy, but let's say you're young, you're out in the club, right? And somebody's interested in you. Who's doing all the talking? You or them? The number one way to get people to have more interest is to get them to do all the talking. So step one of your sales process is shut the hell up. You want to make sure that you have a question-driven strategy that you can get the person to continue talking. Because if that guy is standing there and he is talking in my ear and he's buying drinks, it doesn't even matter that I don't drink. My friends do. So my job is to stand there to keep him talking by asking him the right questions so he can keep buying drinks so I can keep passing them to my friends. Right? That's my job. I know you like, oh, no, she didn't. Yes, I did. And it's true. That's my job. My job is to keep the drinks flowing for my friends. And how do I do that? By keeping him talking. It is the same thing in sales. You have the gift. You are the package that the gift comes in. Your solution comes from you. So the first thing you want to do is you want to shut your mouth, open your ears, get them talking, and ask the right questions. They'll fall in love. Now, they are talking. They're saying some of the right things that you like to hear. Oh, okay. Oh, you have time available on the weekends. You're not hanging out with your boys. Oh, really? You're willing to put effort into our relationship that hasn't even started yet? You want to take me out? Oh, that's wonderful. You have the financial savvy to have put money away so we can actually go out to some place nice. You're not taking me to the Golden Arches, but to a Michelin star restaurant. This is called the gauntlet of disqualification. It is exactly what you're doing with your clients. Remember, you are the gift. You are not selling, you are offering. You're only offering to people who qualify for the offer, which means they have the time, they're willing to put in the effort, and they have the financial savvy not only to invest in your program, but into their dreams. What happens is most time when you're selling, you were so excited that you got somebody on the phone that you won't stop talking. You're pitching. No, not your job. Your job is to get them talking, find out exactly what they need, make sure that you are crafting that offer while they talk, and then you are qualifying them. You are taking them through a qualification process. When they qualify, you will then make what we like to call a pre-qualified offer. What is a pre-qualified offer? It is literally an offer they cannot resist. It meets their time constraints, it meets their effort constraints and resistance, and it meets their financial constraints. It meets all three. You have already eliminated 90% of the objections. You found out whether they can make a decision before you haven't even shared your offer yet, by the way. All you've said is like, listen, based on everything that you've told me, based on the questions that I've asked you, I have an offer that I think is absolutely perfect and will likely hit about 80% of what you're looking for. That last 20%, those are things that I'm not necessarily sure that you need, but I know that this will work for 80% of what you're looking for, and we can definitely find experts to help with that last 20%. But before we even talk about it, let's make sure you qualify for it. Time, effort, money. And by the way, if anything comes up short, you can literally say, okay, so because you're short here, what I'm thinking about for you will probably hit about 60% or 50% or 75%. But if you could come up to here, now you have not even made your offer yet. You're just qualifying them for the offer. There is no need for me to take you out looking at a $2.5 million mansion when you can't afford a $25,000 hut. I've got to qualify you first. That's what you're doing. So then by the time you get to step 3 and you're making the offer, they are salivating. They're like, oh my God, just tell me what it is. I cannot wait to get it. This is going to fix the problem that I'm struggling with, because I am struggling with this problem. This problem is keeping me from making real money. Now you're ready to have a conversation that actually gets your client, they are dying to hear. They're ready to go forward. The best part about number 1 and number 2 is step 1, your client does most of the talking and they fall in love. Step 2, all the objections disappear. You're not playing with objections. You've already gotten rid of those. You've M&M'd and 8 Mile the hell out of those objections. They are not coming at you. See, I know a lot of people are like, oh, we teach how to handle objections. What objections? Why are you, what? If you're dealing with objections, you haven't done your job. And now we're on to step 3. Your client will ask you to do business with you and what to do next. I know you're like, Donna, this is not sound like sales. It shouldn't feel cringy. It shouldn't feel uncomfortable. It should feel like you're going to close some deals. And then finally, step number 4. And step number 4 is what's next? It's literally the logical next step. I know people are like, you got to go in for the close. You do not. You do not. You just have to ask one question. What do you want to do next? We've talked, right? You whispered in my ear. I've listened to you talk to me the whole time. I've qualified you. I've said that you are qualified for the offer. What do you want to do next? Where do we go from here? I don't have to close you. You know where you want to go. If you suddenly got scared, then you're probably not the right client for me. If you suddenly have to make up reasons why you don't want to move forward, you're not committed. I'm not going to commit to you. You're not committed. It's a whole different game when you actually take control of the sales process and not be afraid of it. Listen, you had the testicular fortitude and the ovarian audacity to actually get out there and become an entrepreneur and decide that you aren't going to go and be anybody's employee. You said, no, I'm going to have financial freedom from corporate colonization. You want to break through that revenue ceiling? You want to keep that freedom? Then you got to do the next best step. You got to nail sales. You have to stop making it the scary monster under the bed. There's no scary monster. It's literally just dust bunnies. You can do sales in a way that feels absolutely natural and amazing and strong to you. You can. If you really want to be able to crush sales, let me tell you what to do. All you're going to do is go to salessuperstar.net. You're going to download. You're going to download the PDF, which you should have done already. You're going to download the PDF. And you're going to look in there and go, dang, this was the 4 steps that she told me. Yes, it is. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on download it, and then you're going to get on my calendar. It's not hard. And what you're going to discover is a powerful sales method built for women who want a new way to effortlessly enroll more clients without resorting to these cringy, hard-selling, dudish tactics. 4 steps. And here's the thing. We have a 6-week sales academy that's happening. And in that 6-week sales academy, if you give me 90 minutes for 6 weeks, I will change your entire sales life. I will completely change your business. But you got to show up. You're going to find out that you have the skills and the superpower to sell literally within 90 minutes. And then after that 90 minutes, you know what you're going to discover? That you can actually make money doing this without having to spend 47% of your dollars on networking. Anyway, salessuperstar.net, join the academy. It starts on February 22nd at 6:15. All you're going to do is give me 90 minutes per week for 6 weeks. You're going to even enter a sales competition so you can really make some money while you're in it. And we're going to change the game together. I look forward to seeing you there.